In a bad and a good way, in this country, the medical default is to do everything you can to keep a body alive. There's not much discrimination around what alive means. So their goal is to work as hard and fast to keep your body alive as possible. Now, if you're 23 and something happens, that's a great thing. I mean, I'm glad they're not saying, well, you know, she's not that attractive. Let's give her a little bit and not too much else, you know. They have a medical imperative. That is great unless you don't want them to. And then, legally, logistically, morally, you have to tell them how to stop and where you want them to stop and how they can interpret that. So that's our responsibility. It's not just a convenience. It's our responsibility to help them be able to know what to do. It's our responsibility to our families and our friends. After 17 years of running grief groups, I can't tell you how many people came back to me a year or two after a death and said, I didn't do what he wanted, or I wasn't sure, or could I have done this better? I'll spend the rest of my life wondering if I should have stood up to that doctor more. So this is 10% of us will die suddenly and won't have to deal with this at all. But for most of us, we will end up in some kind of a medical situation for 2 years as we're dying. Slow deterioration, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So it's really important to understand that your dying isn't just about you. It's about your friends and your family, and it's also about the fact that you will be part of systems that you may not have any control over. So the whole idea of advanced care planning, which includes the 2 primary documents we talk about as advanced directives, are designed to put you in a position where, as much as possible, you get to have your dying experience in a way that matches who you are, how you've lived, and what you would like to be the culmination of your life. So for many of you, that would be the culmination of your practice. And if you're Tibetan Buddhist, the whole point of this, although tell me it's not the whole point, there is no whole point, would be to be able to come to a place, if possible, where things are quiet and calm enough that whatever you choose to deal with, you can decide how much pain you want to be in. You get a chance to be focused on how you want the end of your life to be.